Macheads and Maniacs, we got your favorite person on the platform tonight next to Monster Cody.
Can't say that.
I'm quoting Polly Dibbs.
You can't say that, baby.
And of course, we know before Rocchead cut one of y'all, we know
y'all. Baby. All day, every day. Keep it with me.
That's right. What would you have done with one of those in the penitentiary back in the 80s?
I'd probably be under the prison, be honest. I'd be under the prison, be honest. Boy, this is prime real estate. It's prime real. I remember one time in the kitchen when a blood dude from San Diego, when a young Mexican dude said he didn't want this cinnamon roll and grabbed it and put it back on the tray, and I snatched it and put it back on his tray. And he said, "Was I sure? And the guards let him in after trial. And his blood dude from San Diego gave me a real kitchen butcher knife. Boy, I said, "Oh my goodness gracious!" Them hat dancers saw me and went right back out that door. It'd have been lunch, some sushi. I ain't got time to play with people when I put that kisu in my hand.
Man, Rocchead, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I hope you don't get mad. OZQ said he want to join you tonight.
I mean, QC can join me. That's my guy.
Both of y'all, my guys, man.
That's my guy. Shit.
I'm gonna give Cutes. I'm gonna give Cutes a few minutes to warm up because I want to hear what you're talking about and get the crowd going because I see they pouring up in here right now.
What you want me to talk about, man?
Well, let's start off with the bad. How you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now?
I got them on. Shit. That's how I feel about them. I keep them on. I mean, let me tell y'all something, man. People been talking all that smack. We knew in the beginning of the season, we didn't know who our quarterback was going to be. We knew we had the same offensive line we had last year. Sorry. The little rookie center we had, we literally cut him because he ain't played all year. I mean, so we didn't know what to expect. I mean, our defense, we thought our defense would be really great until TJ got hurt. Fitzpatrick playing great. I mean, sometimes our defense looked like shit. Sometimes our defense looked great. I mean, a lot of teams didn't beat us. I mean, they won, but they didn't just beat our butts. We got our butts beat maybe twice. So it just we got change. I mean, the offensive coordinator got to go. I think the defensive coordinator got to go. And we got to fix some stuff. But I didn't come in thinking we was gonna take it all. I just knew whatever we did, I'm satisfied. We got 4 or 5 more games. We got a chance to still be 9-8. You know what I mean? 8-9. I mean, and I'm cool with that. So I'm not mad. See, y'all don't get it. I keep telling you, I'm not a fan. Fans get mad. Fire the coach. Fire Tomlin. Do this. I'm still a nothing kind of guy.
All right. Don't get so defensive. I just ask you your thoughts.
I'm just letting you know, though, man. I'm not a fan. I'm still a nothing. Fans getting their bullshit. I'm still as tattooed on me. I'm still as a nothing.
Man.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, man.
That's cool, man. Now, tell us about your basketball program, man. When y'all get started up with the practicing and when does the season start?
I mean, I'm going to start up my middle school, my 8th grade team in January. I got a couple of homeboys reach out to me about their sons from a couple of different neighborhoods. So I'm going to snatch their sons up. I might not go big with the middle school right now. I think I got 8 players that could go. I got a 6'4" cousin, my uncle's daughter's son, live in Moreno Valley, about 6'4", 6'5", 13-year-old, 8th grader. I got a 6'3" nephew, my niece's son, 8th grader. And I got some heat. I got one of the homeboy sons. I think it's about 6'1", 6'2", 7th grader. One of my former players, son who just passed away, Anthony January, man, from 190 East Coast. That was like my little cousin. his sons play for me. Now his grandson finna play for me. But I mean, I'm putting some pieces together for my 8th grade team. As far as my high school level team, we won't get started until after high school season. Once high school season over, then we start putting in motion. And as always, going up against all the shoe companies. We knocked down a couple of shoe companies last year. They didn't like it, but when you got players, a lot of shoe companies always trying to come in and steal my players, and rather than all the money and all the gear and all the stuff they got, they want to come to a poor little video independent program and take their players, but I got some loyal soldiers, I got some young guys who really believe in me, and parents, who stand loyal to me. So it'll get going probably in March.
Start picking it up. That's good. Hey, I got one question and one comment, and then I'm gonna bring Cutes in. I'm gonna read the comment first. I always said, why isn't there a community center online these days for the youth? Somewhere they can go to be positive and competitive online instead of all this TikTok stuff. Now, the question for you is about a coach. Damn it, I lost a comment about a coach that just got in some trouble. Here we go, right here. Rock, you think University of Texas will fire Chris Beard for domestic assault? I think the kids were about to mass exit if he's fired.
I mean, I don't know the situation. I know if it was a black coach, it'd have probably been a little different. But I don't know the situation. Everybody, got a chance to prove their innocence, So I don't know a situation. I mean, we human beings, all of us able to make mistakes and bad decisions. I mean, but again, I don't know his situation. I saw a little bit of it. So if he should get fired or not, I don't know. If everything is valid the same way they would treat a person of color, it should be the same way. Domestic violence is real tricky. I mean, I've never hit a woman before in my life. I don't believe anyone should ever hit a woman. Be honest, I'm gonna put that out there, Ralph. I can't see it. I can't stand it. You can't be my partner, my cousin, my nephew, my family, and sit next to me. I'm not just gonna let you hit your woman. I just can't do that. That's just not me. I'm not made like that. I don't think any man should ever put his hand on a woman in that sense. So domestic violence is tricky, but at the same time, there's nothing a woman can really do to make me put my hands on her like that. But everybody deal with their situations differently. So I really don't know in that situation. I don't know the circumstances surrounding it, but if they're going to play fair, they do need to do what they need to do.
All right, I'm going to bring Cuse on, and I'm going to ask you one more question from Marcus Y. Does Rocchead encourage the youth to look into HBCUs after high school?
You know what? That's a good question. Most AP, what's up, Cutes? I see you, big dog.
What's up, Big Rock? How you been, brother?
I'm good. Most HBCUs don't have the resources. If you tell them you got kids and want they to come to California and recruit, they always cry about they don't have the resources, or a lot of them try to over-recruit big-time players rather than some players who go there and really help them right now. So it's like a double-edged sword. I mean, I would love to see more of my guys. I had a kid at Alabama A&M, Alabama State. Over the years, I had 3 or 4 young men playing in HBCUs. But as far as them recruiting, I mean, most of them recruit within their states because of their budgets. They don't have them really big budgets to recruit, to the West Coast. I had no problem with it. I mean, they interested. They know. Most of them know who I am. I've been doing this since '95. So again, even with regular colleges, I mean, I had a kid that no one in the West Coast recruited, but he ended up going to Ole Miss and starting at Ole Miss. You know what I mean? So it's just different. The recruiting thing is so different on every level. And to answer that one question earlier, one about having a place where kids can come and benefit not just athletically but mentally. We got 20, 30 something NBA players in Southern California. Maybe 8 of them is 100 millionaires, and you would think they'd build a facility like that. You know what I mean? But they can only answer that if I had the resources and if I get the backing. That's one of my dreams, having my own ICANN youth facility where I could do a little bit of everything from tutoring to life skills to attitude change to everything that a young man and a young woman needs to help them get over the hump. SAT prep classes to college courses, everything. And I've always dreamed of having that. If ever meant to be, that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna create my own and build my own.
Man, that'd be cool to have a live online classroom like that, Rocchead.
Yeah. I mean, people have asked me to come aboard with them on prep schools. They got prep schools open up in the West Coast. They always be on the East Coast or Midwest, but the West Coast is getting them. But the prep school is not the same as having my own youth facility. ICANN youth facility.
One more question. This was from Goob. What's up, Cutes? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you been, brother Kev?
Man, your Wi-Fi is so clear tonight, man.
I'm at home, that's why.
Gotcha. All right, check it out. What y'all think about Deion leaving an HBU to go to Colorado after he stated all the inside mess he went through, plus the pay differential? He's seen $300,000 compared to others getting $3 million.
I mean, if you dig deep into his situation at his former school, what they promised, what they supposed to do, when most of his stuff he required was looking out for the young men and letting them benefit, from his presence. And if that wasn't adhered to or respected, and then I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad I'm going to Colorado, building a dynasty, doing what he does best. I mean, we can point fingers. We always point fingers or complain about one thing or another. I'm hearing people talking about he sell out. He's not no side. That man had been who he has been from day one.
Yeah.
His body language, his demeanor, his attitude, his disposition.
Yeah.
What he did, what he brought to HBCU and Under Armour, dealing with all the schools. I mean, he brought something that never happened before. And if they wasn't wise enough to keep him for all the right reasons, rather than been for the selfish reasons, he probably wouldn't have left. But because, they didn't, from my understanding, take heed, he did what I would have done. And I'm not mad at him.
Well, on top of everything you just stated, I'm in favor of him moving because it's levels to this shit like anything else. So he's going from an HBCU to a Pac-12 school. Next stop, NFL. If he can show that he's capable of coaching a good college in a bigger university, that he'll be going to the pros. So I think it's a good move all the way around. But then when you throw in the equation of making 10 times more than what he was making to have fun, and he can have his team go into the transfer portal and come to Colorado with him, he's making all the right moves, in my opinion.
Oh, without a question. I agree. That transfer portal it's a double-edged sword. You have a lot of young men, basketball, football, seniors that just made, if they're not a highly recruited individual, it's made they life tougher. I mean, last year, 1,400 kids over 2,400 kids was in the basketball portal. You got a minimum of 30,000 seniors fighting for 900 and something scholarships every year for basketball. And you got 20-something hundred in the portal. Most colleges want that transfer before they get a freshman in. If you're not one of the top 150 kids in the country, you just make that 200 and 300 and 400 ranked kid job a little bit harder. But that's why I say it's a double-edged sword. I don't like it, but it does help a lot of young people.
Yeah. Yeah. It hurts some, it helps others.
Yeah,
Cuse, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
No, I was just listening to you and Brother Rock, man. I hadn't seen you guys in a while. The homeboy Double R got at me tonight out of Compton, so that was good. He's doing all right. And I've been just going to work. Today's my day off. Coming from a 3-day off, I go back to work tomorrow. And I'm just, impressed with Rocchead. He's not selfish, he's selfless. And he describes this in a way to where, he doesn't have any ego behind it. It's just natural for him. And I think the reason why these other, famous people in California who have gotten gifts and who has gotten more opportunity than most, I just think it's selfishness that keeps them from interacting in the inner city. It's like what Jim Brown said a long time ago. He said, O.J. Simpson, he didn't want to spend no time down here when I was going in the jungle, when I was going down on Western, when I was traveling, South Central. And Brown tried to make him reflect and look at himself. Then when he got in trouble, who had the biggest riot for him? California, South Central. We're the ones who protested for him the most, and he didn't care much about us. And that's how a lot of these players are. They're not driven. They don't have any ambition to see the future of little kids, other than becoming gang members or, statistics in the grave cemetery or the penitentiary. They're around all of this violence, and they go play their little game at their little stadium that the taxpayer helped foot the bill for. They charge $200 to park if they win a championship season. And you don't hear nothing about none of that going back into Watts, Compton, South Central Los Angeles.
What's so crazy though, Cutes? A lot of these guys, again, I've gotten over 200 young men to college since I've been doing basketball since '95. I've gotten 7, 8 guys in the league, and I didn't do it because they owe me something. I think they don't owe me shit. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because I helped these young people, and because of the standard and the way I pushed them and prepared them. You know what I mean? And when they went to the next level, they blew up. I had 3 guys drafted in the first round in 2011. Derek Williams, number 2 draft pick. Paul George, number 8 draft pick. Jordan Hamilton, number 27 draft pick. They came from my stable. Yeah, at the end, other teams came after them and took them from me, but I laid the foundation for them, and they know it. If it wasn't coming on my team, no one ever heard of them. I laid that foundation. I had Darius Morrison, went to Michigan, got drafted by the Lakers. Ronnie Aguilera got kicked out of Wyoming. I think it was Wyoming or Colorado. Ended up going to Cal State, Dominguez Hill, big 6'10" SA. And had a couple 10-day contract with the Lakers. Had guys at Michigan, had guys at Georgia Tech, Georgetown, Long Beach State, DePaul. I've had guys, sent guys everywhere, and I do it because I never had a me for me. I found something I knew nothing about that I fell in love with. And every year I got 11 guys playing Division I ball right now. One at UNLV, LMU, University of San Diego, Tennessee State, Sam Houston. I mean, I got them all around. But again, I do it because if I wouldn't, most of the guys I got the college early on was mostly homeboy sons, gang members at risk to become gang members. I've accomplished a lot in what I do. I don't look for nothing back, but you would think some of the guys who made it and who's successful, they remember. You know what I mean? But what they would do is they create their own foundation and act like they're doing something, you know, but and really forget who laid that foundation. You know, and that's their prerogative. They don't owe me shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, sometimes you gotta look at that mirror. They know what I do. They know my situation. I'm the only travel ball team out who have yet to charge any kid. You got shoe company sponsored teams still charge parents $2,500 for 8 weeks of basketball during the spring and summer. $2,500, and they fully sponsor. Oh, we giving you gear. Well, you're getting $100,000 allotment of gear for free. So how you charging them for gear? You get what I'm saying? And again, that's them programs' prerogative. They choose to. I refuse to charge my kids, and we do great. And I seek out tournaments, you know, the best tournaments for my youth. I try to get closer to the shoe companies. But when the college coaches go watch these kids play, they watching my kids play. You know, the last tournament we played in last year, we averaged about 30, 40 colleges, Division I schools looking at my kids. You know, so I try to do the best I can with what I got. And I basically got nothing, but I make it happen. Even went to Vegas, Kev Mac had the opportunity to see me in action. And I have a passion, I have a love, you know, for these young people. Because I never had that person for me. You know, my uncle, Bobby Joe Kitchen, as an example, he was a man, but he was a killer. You know what I mean? He was a vicious person, but he was kind to me. And he looked out for me. But he also told me if I'm going to be in this lifestyle, that I got to do it the right way. And he was that guy going up around my homeboy Boo Boo, Midnight. You know, all them guys was staples of my community. You know what I mean? And we was gangsters, you know, and looking at them and watching them. So when I ended up going to jail, that's why I keep telling people I went to jail at 11 years old as Rudolph. I can't know that's Joe Rocchead.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Hey, so look, Rocchead.
Hey, hold on, man.
Never mind that.
Yeah,
right.
I
got you.
Come on, kid.
So when you mentioned,
I don't like that name.
When you mentioned having 11 kids in universities across the nation right now, it seemed like you knew what I was thinking, and you immediately went to the gang members' kids are in college now, right? So the whole time on both those conversations, I'm thinking of Big U, son. So I want to give a shout out to Dalen Henley, all Pac-12. He'll be in this year's NFL draft. So shout out to Big U and Dalen, man.
Shout out to Big U, man. That's my guy, man.
Shout out, homeboy Hugh.
Oh, that's my
hey, but you know, it's something that you said, and it's not that perplexing, Rod. It's like it's a disease of self-centeredness that's going around the world, you know. And Ice-T spoke on it. You know, he said he has, you know, all of these problems, and the BITCH, you know, isn't one. And then this other famous dude, he takes it and tries to act like he was the, you know, originator of it, but he wasn't. And he didn't want to give Ice any props for, you know, hey, man, this is what he created from his mind. His abstraction created this, not you, not your upbringing, but Ice created it, and dude didn't want to give him no props. And the same thing with you. Here you are, you being a foot soldier, you down here, you know, with raw talent that isn't that raw. You bringing talent out of what you potential of someone who is not even in touch with their talent, some of your pupils. But I tell you one thing, one day, one of them is gonna get on somewhere and they're gonna give you your props, man. But I'm glad you don't do it for that. But it does feel nice for someone to say, hey, man, you know what you said to me when I was getting ready to get out. You know, it really helped me a lot, man. You know, come back years later, you know, and bless you with that. And that lets you know that all your efforts ain't going to vain. But I recognize you, Rock. you know, man, and you are appreciated, man. And I'm sure some of those kids, if they don't suffer, you know, get sick with the disease of self-centeredness, one day they will come out and they will, you know, be humble. Because it takes a man with some humility and some humbleness to say, man, I didn't know my head from a hole in the ground until I spoke to Jim Brown. Or I didn't know, you know, what this life was all about until after I did these 30-something years and I spoke to some strong, you know, that put me on the right track. You know, but a lot of people, they don't got that in them. They want to act like they created the wheel. They want to act like, you know, they the toughest, baddest, you know, things since Cracker Jacks. But it's okay, Rock. You ain't got to trip at all, dog.
You know
well, this goes to what, this is a good comment. It kind of goes with what Cuse is talking about. In fact, I tried to have this conversation with Cuse not too long ago, but he changed the direction of the convo. So here it is now. This person says, those staples Rocchead talking about, people like them are the reason my generation from the 80s and 90s wanted to be grown men. I'm going to throw the 70s in there too, man. 1970s, you know, Cutes and all them, Raymond Washington, all them 14, 15-year-olds wanted to be grown men. Unlike these 20-something-year-olds now who call themselves kids nowadays. And that's becoming a topic because we're looking at people 19, 20 years old getting killed, and we're calling them kids. So that's how much times have changed. Grown men are now kids, and kids being tried as adults back then were looked at as men. Crazy.
Yeah. It's whatever works for them. You know, whatever works for the system. They want to make them kids so they don't got to treat them like men. So that's cool. They call grown-ass dudes 20 years old kids. Now they don't got to think responsible. They could fall into that bag and they could keep themselves stuck riding around on a skateboard. I see grown men riding around on a skateboard, riding around on bicycles, acting just like kids, wearing house shoes, you know, looking stupid, not having no, you know, thing about themselves where they want to get a car, where they want to get a job. No, they're comfortable. They didn't reach the level of their retardation, because I'm not going to call it maturity. I'm going to call it retardation, you know, because it's not moving forward, you know, and until they open their eyes and see that they're not only, you know, being treated like kids, they believe in it. And so they take on that persona of being a kid. It's like they don't want to grow up. They don't want to make the transition into manhood, because when you become a man, you got to pay light bill, you got to pay water bill, you got to pay some bills. And as long as you act like a kid, it doesn't hurt you to ask other people for money because you're a kid. You know, I don't got to go out and get my own. I can beg for it, you know, and I can say,
yeah.
That's a few of them. But you know what though? Again, when you deal with these youngsters and no one really show they care about them, you know what I mean? It's like it's different, because especially in the sports thing, people use these youngsters for their own reasons to benefit off them one way or another. And they try to pimp them, they use them, but once they done with them, once that season's over with, they don't follow up on them. They don't care. If they didn't make it, they don't care.
yeah.
But it is always a part of me.
So,
you know?
In saying that, Rocchead, I got a question. When I be talking to you on the phone sometime, I hear you kind of mentoring or schooling some kids, some younger guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is that about? Do they come stay with you, or do you take them out on daily routines? What's going on?
I've had a lot of kids stay with me over time. I mean, parents kick them out the house or they ran away, and I opened my home for it. I mean, even with American, it was times like the dude Michael Asbury from Denver, Colorado. He said it was the biggest, most dangerous crip that ever existed in Denver, Colorado in the 90s. And the judge released him to us. He ended up staying with me, you know. DC had to send a couple of kids to my house. I mean, and I never could keep relationships because I never knew when I'm gonna have someone in my house. Because again, I never had a me for me. So to be able to be there for our young people, to give them a chance, to give them a hope, an opportunity. I mean, there's a kid named Ronald Armstead, went to LMU, Fremont High School. He's got some guys told me, Rock, remember Ronald May, 6'5"? He's sleeping in the car because his grandma put him out. He didn't want to listen. So one morning I drove by and I saw him and get in my car, man. Ooh, cool. Get in my car. Get in my car. The next day I went to his grandma's house and look it. I need him. Can he stay with me? And can I bring him back after a month if he's act right? Not only did he act right, he ended up getting a scholarship to go to LMU University. Not only did he get his bachelor, he got his master's. Then he got some other kind of degree. That kid making 6 figures right now, living a hell of a life. Called me last week, telling me he finna open up 3 sober living homes. I mean, what more can you ask for? Yeah. You know, what more can you really ask for? I mean, Tony Freeland. I mean, imagine you go to Fremont High School and you graduate, and a college coach come to your graduation. The principal look at the college coach. I don't know why you want him. All you're gonna do is smoke weed and fight people. I want to take that principal head off. The coach grabbed him by my shoulder and said, "No, I got this." That kid ended up going to DePaul University. You know what I mean? So when you, yeah.
Go ahead.
So when you got stories like that, guys who no one ever gave a chance. I mean, Big 50 from Great Street Watts. I mean, he's 15 years old, 6'8", starting quarterback, starting baseball pitcher, starting basketball player. I think his dad got killed. Moms got killed. All he had was himself. Grandma, everybody scared of him. Had a baby at 15, you know, and they came to me as homeboys from the Great. They rocked me. Got to help our little homie. And they really wanted to help him. So I helped him. Ended up going to the University of San Francisco, graduated, left some records there, went overseas 6 years, 7 years, came back, said, Rocchead, what you did for me, I want to do for my hood. Now he the head coach at his high school. And not only he the head coach at his high school, when he was 15, he played for me. Now his son is 15, one of the top 30 kids in the country that plays for me. The same kid he had when I got him. I mean, but that's how things work. You know, I've never turned a kid down. I don't care if you're good, bad. I'm going to create a window of opportunity for any kid who want to come out and play for my team. And again, I refuse to charge them.
Hey, Rocky, plug your ears for 3 seconds. Shout out to the brother that cash at me for the Ravens whooping on the Steelers. All right, Rocky. So I'm gonna show some of your players, man. And
wait, why you say that? Man, the Ravens didn't whoop on; they just won the game.
No, well, that's what he texted me. You know,
nah, they just won the game. Ain't no whooping.
I'm liable to sell out and say anything.
Ain't no whooping. They just won the game, big dog.
All right.
They didn't get a knife put up in them, didn't they? I'm just saying. They just won the game. I'm just saying, big dog. I'm just saying. They won the game. I'm not hating on that. But don't say they whooped on them. Whooped on them like me putting a knife in somebody.
All right, check this out, Rocky. Tell us who this is.
That's Luis Rodriguez. Went to Westchester High School. Got picked up by Ole Miss. Played for them. Did great. Got in the transfer portal. Now you're at UNLV, one of their starters.
And UNLV's record is what this year?
I don't know. They 10-0. You say 9-0?
Say something like that. They undefeated.
He's a guard forward. With me, he ran the point guard.
That's good, Rock. That's good, bro.
And he'll bang on you, or he'll dunk on you.
How about this cat?
That is, what's his name? Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
No, it's just so many names. That's not Emmanuel. Emmanuel, his brother. That's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel
Big Daniel from Canada, originally from the Congo, but grew up in Canada. His cousin went to Inglewood High School, brought him and his three brothers out here. He's 6'11", one of his other brothers 6'11", and the other one's 7 foot, and brought him out here and said, Rock, I want you to take care of my family for me. And I had all three of them big dudes living with me. And he's at Troy University. Pretty good guy. That's big. That's Big John Williams' son. John Williams from Fairfax High School got drafted, went to LSU and got drafted. Number 14 draft pick back in the day. That's his son.
Why John Williams got to be from Fairfax High?
That's where he went. No, I mean Crenshaw. I'm tripping. Oh. He coaching at Fairfax right now. Crenshaw High. I'm sorry, big dog.
It's all good.
Michael Jackson went to Fairfax. When the Jacksons first came out here, they sent them to Fairfax.
Yeah, but Big John with the Crenshaw High. They say one of the baddest basketball high school players in the world at that time. I see you, Keith. But his son played for me, got hurt as a 9th grader. They didn't like basketball no more. Dad didn't think I was going to convince him to come play for me, ended up playing for me. Originally went to Cleveland State, dropped down to the junior college. Now he's at school in Texas. Actually getting double-double, adding double-doubles. That's my boy Emmanuel, 7-footer. That's his brother we was talking about earlier, Nathaniel. Emmanuel's a 7-footer kid from Canada. Stayed with me. Good kid. He got a couple double-double games over there at UC San Diego. Really good kid, man. Really good kid. You know, eat a lot though, but good kid.
He looked like an Emmanuel too. His name fits him good.
Yeah, good kid.
Let's see. Okay. I'm doing something wrong. Q seemed like he got a passion for this too, man.
Oh yeah. I like to talk. I talk to young people about drugs. You know, nothing could end a career quicker than drugs. Look at what happened to Lynn Bias. You know, I was speaking to these kids not to mess with drugs.
Y'all see, I get a little color in my place too, man. That's Andrew, man. Andrew was unsigned senior. His trainer, David Henderson from out of Fairfax, point guard, played in the league briefly overseas, brought him to me, and that man put on a show where they watched him play in April, and they Portland offered him a scholarship right there on the spot, and that's where he at now, Portland. Andrew's a pure shooter, work hard, freshman at Portland.
Did I meet him?
Huh?
Did I meet him last year?
You met him, yeah. He was where?
Well, his shoe game is tight, boy. Look at him nice. Damn.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got 3 more to go, I think. No, we got more than 3. We got 4 to go. This is impressive, Rock. Built up a good resume, man.
Yeah, Rock, you got the resume, dog.
Who's that? That's Ronald, Fairfax High School. Great kid. Struggled with himself at times. Originally out of New Jersey, if I'm correct. Ended up moving to LA with the Fairfax. Point guard / 2 guard. Really good kid. But sometimes he fight himself. That kind of hurts him.
Mm-hmm. This guy right here, man. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Who's it?
Wally Moe, baby. Marquise Morris. His dad is Wally. I think his dad went to Manual. I think with the Manual or Jeff. Pure shooter. Wally, 6'7" kid. I originally sent him to Detroit Mercer as a freshman, sophomore. He transferred. He goes to a school in Hawaii now. But if you ever want a 6'7", 6'8" shooter, he's an assassin. He's an assassin. All these kids are playing right now in college. Cal State Northridge.
They got a good coach, don't they, Rocchead?
Marcel Stevens. He's okay. Marcel Stevens, actually, I mean, his dad helped the program out a lot. His dad's a real estate agent. Everybody on the west side know him. Really cool dude, real estate agent. Kid came and played with me. The dad said, "You're not charging us?" I said, "No." He said, "No, man. Come to my office in the morning and donated check after check to us. Help my travel a lot easier that year." His son's assassin. He can shoot the shit out the ball. That's one thing he can do is shoot it. And you can't ask him to do anything else. He'll shoot it.
All right, last one. Oh, there you go.
Isaac Eder, 6 foot, Division II school. Never understood why Division I didn't want him, but he's another assassin. What he could do is shoot. When I say he can shoot any way, anyhow you want it, he can shoot it. His dad's another good supporter of the program.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, Rocchead. Cutes was cracking, man. Holla.
Oh no, I was just looking at all of those active players. It wasn't like you were showing, some old footage. You showing the next NBA stars or the next NBA participants, and kind of amazing, just realizing that, this is real sports, current. These are current events. It's not like you talking about someone else's players, talking about players that went through Rocchead's program.
Some great shoots.
And he was humble enough to give shots out to the parents. This is what I'm saying, man. People, hey, Rocchead, you're a real dude. I already know you're a real dude, but it's just, man, we are old dying breed, Rocchead. I look up to you, man. I looked up to you, man, when I saw you come through there, man, and we locked up. And you came through there with that black suit on. I remember everything you had on that day, man. I remember it like it was yesterday, dog. And you uplift people, man. And to say you don't charge them, you don't be trying to get in their pocket. Man, come on, Rock, man. You're a good dude, man. I don't give a fuck, Rock. I appreciate you, dog. That's real talk, man.
I appreciate you. You know what's so crazy? Somebody was talking to me about 2 weeks ago about Jim used to always ask me, he said, "Rock, what do you think the fellas gonna think about you on TV, Jenny Jones, Lisa's show, going to the prisons?" I said, "You know what's so crazy, Jim? Typically, motherfuckers got a lot to say. But the feedback I got, if you ever want a real one to represent where we came from, I was the realest one."
That's right.
And people loving my voice and my
That's
message
right.
because I'm clean. It's like, and I went back to Folsom. It was so funny. I got a suit and tie on, and I walk up to the gate with Jim, and all the guards said, "Mr. Brown, you and your wife can come in, but he can't. That's Rocchead." And Jim started chuckling, and Sergeant Acuna, who was the sergeant in the shoe unit for about 6 years, he walked up to the gate as associate warden. I know that's Rocchead. Let him in. I want to show people that he can change. Anybody can change.
Yeah, man, we need to see that.
And when I walked in that room on B facility, And he had the ABs, Mexican Mafia, the Jamas, Little Crip Bloods. And Jim like, who know this guy right here? White dude said, Mr. Brown. If he can get out and work with kids, I know I can. He was an asshole in here.
Yeah.
That just made me feel good that I saw that my presence gave people hope.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
When I saw you and James Miller, you know, and James gave me that hug. James was a big beast. James was a real man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
when
I met him, we used to talk. He was special. You know what I mean? And he really tried to talk to me on a lot of different levels.
He was so intelligent.
Yeah, I didn't listen to nobody. You know what I mean? He kind of like, man, I understand where you're coming from, but when he saw me and you saw me, I'll be honest, that was to see my homeboys, my older homeboys that I looked up to, smiled on their face and genuinely said, man, keep up the good work, man, and keep doing it. That made me even more motivated to continue doing my work.
And you left us the book, and me and Big JB, we opened up the class right in the class in the back behind the wall. Only he and I were teaching the class, the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
We taught it until they made it stop. Yeah, we taught it until they made it stop.
Why they got this wannabe basketball player on my show right now, man? They didn't give me no permission. He refused to play.
The Joe Rocchead show.
He
Joe Rocchead show.
He one of the only few cats that used to be my homeboy refused to play for me in the Drew League. Now, why he damn near retired? Oh, I play for you now. I don't need you now because you ain't gonna give me what I could have got 10 years ago.
Hey, I'm still locking down the paint though. That's a fact.
What's up, Mr.
A lot of these players too dumb to stop and pull up for that mid range. They want to go for the poster and get denied. So I can't help them if they don't use basketball intelligence. What it do, y'all?
All right,
man.
What's up? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, Cutes?
Pretty good, man. I enjoying the show tonight. You know, seeing Rocchead, seeing you now, and you know, it's pretty amazing. From we all came from, you know, basically the same upbringings, you know, and some of us chose different roads, but we all ended up, you know, in the same road. So that's what matters, you know. We're on the same path now.
Hey man,
you know,
I got a joke for y'all, man.
Oh,
I haven't been the second darkest person in a room with 4 people since I was in a 4-man cell with 2 white boys.
You lied to me.
We're coming all shades and sizes, man. Get with the program.
Yeah, for real, he over there. Hey, he been known as light-skinned Kev all his life. You talking about dark-skinned Kev or light-skinned Kev?
Next to you two, I look dark. I look Rocchead color next to you two.
I ain't never been to sell. I ain't never been to sell the white Wayupi.
You never been to sell white Wayupi?
Nah.
When I was in the county jail, when I was in the LA county jail, you would be in the cell with every race.
No, because when I went to the county, it wasn't no whites. When they had the unit, the hot H unit, it wasn't no whites. It was all gangsters and there, killers in there. And then the dorm, when I was in the dorm and I came down one time, you had a little bit of everybody, you know, whites, blacks, Mexicans, everybody, but I've never really been in a cell with one.
Yeah, I've been in the cell with every gang, every race.
Cute. This cat.
Yeah, rock.
Oh, go ahead, Klaus. Then I got a question for Cute.
Nah, go ahead.
All right, this cat named Kays. I don't know where he's from. I don't know who he is, but he asked me a good trivia question one night, and I only got 1 out of 5. So he wants me to ask you the trivia question, Cutes.
All right.
5 gangs in LA? What 5 black gangs? Was it black gang? Yeah. What 5 black gangs in LA are named after a black man?
Named after a black man?
Yes.
Damn.
5 black gangs named after a black man. Well, I'm trying to think of one gang that was named after a man, and I can't think. I mean, the Van Ness boys wasn't a man. That was a name of
close, but you're getting close.
Clarence Hoover.
All right, the Crips wasn't named after a man. The Hoovers the Hoovers may have been named after. Yeah, the Hoovers were named after a man. The Comptons, the Grandies were probably named after a man. The Block wasn't named after a man. Pyrus, let's see, Centennial Pyrus could have been named after a man. All right, I must be on a roll, right?
Campanella.
Well, I mean, they named a street. Usually the street names came after people.
How about
Campanella? Roy Campanella.
How about a
Roy
park
Campanella?
on the west side of Compton?
Roy Campanella.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy Campanella.
That's one.
Yeah, well, he didn't get it all right because Hoover was that street. Hoover, it was named after a man, and the Horseman Crips
was
named after a man.
Was he a black man?
No.
The question is a black man.
Oh well, shit.
I know another one you know that's slipping your mind right now.
Somebody was saying Campanella might not have been claiming black, but I'm not saying.
Yeah, they used to argue me down. He wasn't black, but
yeah, I don't know.
Black. He just spoke Spanish.
He's
okay. So who are these 5?
Carver Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 2. I'll give you a hint. When I interviewed Cheetah talked about her dad, and it's a gang named after her dad in Watts.
The Farmers?
No.
The Pygmies?
No.
And Watts. The PJs?
Watts Franklin Crips.
Oh, I never heard of them.
I know.
You never heard of Watts Franklin Crip?
Rocchead, you should know this one. I'll give you a hint. Your cousin or uncle that you looked up to a whole lot, his father.
Oh, the Kitchens. Oh, my bad.
We got 1 to go, y'all.
Give us another hint.
Who's the 5th one, man? I don't remember the other one.
Was Sportsman Park a black man?
Jesse Owens.
Oh yeah, but it ain't
Jesse Owens.
Ain't Jesse Owens though.
Oh, all right. The 9-0s don't call themselves that?
Nah.
Oh, all right. That would be hard. The Jesse Owens Crips. Where you from, dude? I'm a Jesse Owens Crip.
I'm from
That means you can do 2 things good.
Run. That's it.
So you better get to running now. Shit, Jesse Owens, man, that dude was fast.
Oh, that's right. Pico Rivera. He was a black man with a Mexican name.
I didn't know that.
Bird mentioned it in his interview.
Well, whoever looked up all of these different name, Crip gangs, that's pretty cool. I'm glad whoever did it took the time out to organize it. And I'm pretty sad that I didn't pass the trivia question.
Hey, well, you were not alone, because I didn't. And you see Rocchead was up there yawning. He didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even try.
And one is in his family.
I didn't try.
No, but that was a good question. It really threw me off. When he posed the question, I said to myself, I'm going to name at least 3.
Well, I got a trivia question for him if he's listening. What was the first color that the West Side Crips chose for rag. And it wasn't blue. So he got to answer that. He got to take it.
Big Lee, the fifth was Pico Rivera, a black dude from Mexico with Mexican roots. Snoopy Mac said red. Babyface Loxa said white. Austin Texas said black. Go Young DJ said green.
Black.
Nike said orange.
Black.
Santana Black.
Yeah, it was black.
Santana Black rag.
Well, what happened, homie, is that the Western surplus ran out of black rags, right? So Buddha got mad and he said, shit, it ain't no more black rags up there. I said, no. He says, okay, we go mob up in there and get what they got. So we all mobbed up in there and all they had was the blue. And they had another color, purple. We didn't get the purple, we got all the blues. So that night we all had these blue rags tied on our head, and it was like maybe 14 of us. And then from then on, it was blue. Because they got another shipment of blue. We went and got more, and then blue became our color. But at first it was black. Because Donald Archie had black first. So they had the blacks tied, and Buddha had black too. But when we went up there, they only had the blue ones. So we got blue.
What you want to say, Keith?
I'm trying to find a few angel investors for some basketball players out of Sudan and Nigeria. 15, 16 years old, 6'11" to 7'4".
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6'11" to 7'4".
Are they coordinating with Good Steel too?
No, what they
got
going
they taking it. They going coast to coast with it. I'm gonna send you a clip, Rock. I'm gonna send you a clip.
What they got going on now, Cutes? They got all these investors creating academies in Africa, all through Africa, all the different continents, and they really train them. So now when they come out here to the States, they already ready.
That's cool.
Yeah. And all these kids, all these kids want to be doctors, scientists. Yeah. They got major, aspirations as far as education is going.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
That's the thing I've been trying to.
They're gonna need this ability to resist the negative influences because it's gonna start coming at them like hotcakes. So they gotta have have that.
They already stand cute. The kids in South Sudan, they're in the middle. They're living through a war right now. So the majority of them are staying in camps, in refugee camps with their families.
Yeah.
So they already they may as well. So South Central LA ain't gonna be nothing for them.
Exactly.
Because they in a real live war.
They're
in a real live war zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where parents are getting knocked off, it's a crazy situation. So they're floating back and forth between the refugee camp in South Sudan and Nigeria, training and going to school and trying to find a way up out of there. So Rock, I've been talking to Eric Cooper. Been talking to one of my Globetrotter teammates, Paul Showtime Gaffney, former showman from the Globetrotters. Trying to see if we can get on the AOSS out in Corona. I'm just trying to get them out of their situation.
Eric Cooper's Academy.
Yeah. So I got Coop in a group chat, with a bunch of coaches on WhatsApp trying to find an avenue for these kids, man.
Okay.
So you know what we do, man. We in this to change lives. So whether it's at home or abroad.
That's all we can do. What's on your mind, Kev?
Exactly.
Oh, nothing, man. Just checking y'all out.
He probably thinking of some other slick shit to say about our beloved Steelers.
He's gonna hit us with a slide.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Keith. You must have been reading the comment section. Thanks for reminding me. I had imbibed moments. So somebody said, Rocchead, using your philosophy, then Ohio State didn't really lose to Michigan, I think he said. They didn't get their ass kicked. They just barely lost or some shit.
No, I didn't say that. See,
I missed the comment. I don't have a comment.
That's some BS right there. What I said was you mentioned like they beat our ass, kicked our ass. We just lost the game.
16-14.
We gave them the game.
Man.
Gave we was in the red zone 5 times and 3 interceptions, so it was okay. So I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on it. It speaks for itself. I mean, Brian, that's your opinion.
Terrible without that towel.
But the towel speaks for itself, Brian. You know
that towel means something to Brian.
We keep. That's my point.
Okay, Jerry Allen. I peeked earlier. See, I didn't know you was a Steelers fan until tonight. I peeked earlier. You was agreeing with Rocchead on the Steelers, and I'm not the one riding the Steelers, homie. I'm reading comments regarding the Steelers, my brother.
That's what you want. You want to see the towel
on the South Side, man. Y'all my partners, man. I don't go against y'all. But I ain't got nothing against the Steelers.
My point is this, though.
But I'm a Patriot.
Oh, now he want to clean it up. Now he want to clean it up. I ain't got nothing against the Steelers.
If you want to see the towel, I mean, you got my stuff in the background, Steelers and shit. You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, if you're
gonna ride on the Steelers, Kev, ride on the Steelers.
Make sure you pull out a Steeler knife if you're trying to show me, because I don't want to see the towel.
A Steeler Kisu.
Better. Kisu. Don't go to bed without it.
You're supposed to have some nails. Where's your nails at?
Nah. Hey. Right here.
All right. Yeah.
I told him the exact same thing before we came on. Monster said he was a serial nailer.
Yeah. So I asked him, where's his nails? He probably got a nail gun somewhere over in the back room there.
Oh, y'all going by what Monster said?
Yeah. He's a serial nailer.
I mean, I used to pin people, man. I used to pin them. You know how you pin them against the wall, man? It's like they put them tats on the wall. I used to pin them.
Hey, you guys been listening to the news, and they had covered over these cemeteries and made a lake out of one, put a little city over the other one, and they black cemeteries, right? So that made me think when I got to New Folsom, they were bringing in the dirt, and they had me and some more brothers. We were building an iron pile in sea facility. So there was no weights there. So they said, okay, we're going to build an iron pile over here, Cutes. We want you to help. And I said, yeah, I want to help build the iron pile. So we're going to build it 2 members. And they bringing in these trucks, these dump trucks, and they dumping and dumping. And so these big old, mounds of dirt, we taking these shovels and we spreading it out. So I'm finding bones, and I'm finding big old long nails, and I'm finding all kind of shit. And then I said, hey, man, where did this dirt come from? And they said it came from the cemetery. So I'm like, damn. So they dug up caskets. They dug up people's graves just to bring dirt into the institution. So that was people's family who's been displaced. And now they got to spend the rest of eternity, their remains, inside of sea facilities, iron pile. If they ever dug up the iron pile, they would see what I'm saying is the truth. They would see all the bones and skeletal remains and shit.
That's why when I die, burn me up, throw me in the ocean.
Without a doubt.
Buried on top of nobody, under nobody. I don't know nobody. But I'm curious. When they had the pandemic, I swear to you, they couldn't. If people was dying, they had no more room in cemeteries. Now all of a sudden they got all the room in the world for cemeteries.
Yeah, what did they do with all the other people? They moved them.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're always moving.
But Kev,
yeah, they move.
On some real stuff, Kev. I know you're a patriot. I have no issues. Bill Belichick's my friend. He actually texted me the other day. I had to send him some information he asked for about the program. He's really big on the program. That's my guy. So why don't you just stay humble with your Patriots and stay out of Steeler business?
I'm just reading the comments, brother. Now, question for any of you three. How do you feel about grown men having a teenage mentality as far as gangs go?
I think that it's a broad, it's a broad paintbrush you painting it with, and I don't think it's a teenage mentality. I think a gangbanging mentality of anything is a homicidal mentality. It's a most destructive mentality. But what brought it about? You got to look at the root causes of these things. You looking at the end result, or you looking at the result, not the end result, but you looking at the result, and you saying that the mentality is a teenage mentality. No, it's a mentality that is brought on from poverty. It's a mentality that is brought on from slavery.
Drug abuse.
Drug abuse. It's a lot of variables that place one, into the body of a gang member to become one. It's a lot of other things that you need to look at. To see us or the end result and say it's a teenage mentality. No, most teenagers don't become gang members. Most teenagers do good in life.
I mean, I think that coincide with guys who so caught up into the 70s and 80s right now. And it's 2022. They so old school, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves. If you take one of them dudes out of the hood and take them to a decent little spot to eat, they'll think like, man, this is the best I ever had, but it really ain't shit to me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You got guys that are so stuck into that time thing because they mentality, like Q said, they childhood conditioning. You know what I mean? And they never broke out that mode of suppression. They still there mentally and physically. And you got guys who pretend and act like that purposely. And I think that's what your guy might be talking about. That's just foolish and ignorance. But you got guys who really haven't came out of that gutter yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got guys who don't see. You got guys who don't see a way out. So that's why if you got any wherewithal and any insight, then you need to be brave enough. Not talking to none of my brothers here, talking to the critic. You need to be brave enough to go down there and help men mature and become all that they could be. But you got to be brave to do that because you're going down in the teenage mentality that you already labeled.
But Q's. And you got guys that are scared to step out that box and do what we're doing today.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that keep a man stuck. And one of them is fear. It's the fear of change. Some people would rather endure, something that they become used to and all the pains that come with that than, take that chance to do something different. So, they don't, because it's going to hurt either way they go. But they don't want to go.
Hold on, Q. Yeah, brother. Sleep is still around. He's doing some other kind of work now, but he's still around. One of the brothers mentioned Sleep taught him in Wayside.
Okay.
Mayor Cam was in Wayside. We made a big difference in there. So
was Sleep from Schoolyard?
Yeah, Sleep from Schoolyard.
Hey, it's crazy that he would bring him up of all people, but a Schoolyard wanted to come on the show tonight, so hopefully we get him soon. And then y'all get Schoolyard history.
That would be good.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I can't top what those two said. They covered everything pretty much. From the way we were raised.
He's from Minnesota, but that's a mentality far as everywhere. No disrespect.
I got you.
Yeah, it is. It is. These two guys, they pretty much covered it. They pretty much covered all bases. A lot of times we settle. We settle for where we at. We say that it's not going to get any better than this. How many people we know who haven't left the hood, who haven't left the city, who haven't even been to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They stay in their area and they venture no further than that. How many cats never been to Venice Beach?
That's my point. Is just we are conditioned in a way that some of us learned how or had help to step out that box, that comfort zone. Again, if it wasn't for jail, I couldn't tell you nothing about LA. I remember when I was little, my uncle took me once or twice, but I didn't know where the fuck I was at. But other than that, all I knew was Compton and Long Beach. My grandmother's family, my grandmother's side, the Kitchens was in Compton, the Browns was in Long Beach. My cousin from Insane. So I could tell you about Long Beach and Compton, but I couldn't tell you about what streets in LA, this and I get lost like a motherfucker. But jail educated me. So when I got out and I lived with Jim and Jim Brown said, Rock, you got two big old studs. You can't live in this big house no more. You got to get your own place. You ain't got to leave, but you got to get your own place. I got a place on the west side by the Playboy gap between the Playboys, Mansfield, and Schoolyard. And I knew nothing about that area, and I had to learn. You know what I mean? Because again,
nice area, huh, Rocchead?
Oh yes, but again, my comfort zone was Compton and Long Beach.
And then you gotta look at the role that law enforcement play in it. If you drive your car outside of your city, you're gonna get harassed if racism is prevalent in the next town that you went through. They're gonna say, where you live? Why are you doing over here? Pulling robberies? What are you doing over here? We're gonna impound your car, we're taking you to jail. Now you go back and say, man, don't go over in Linwood. Hey man, don't go over in Culver City. Hey man, don't go over here in Inglewood. You can say, man, I'm not, because they're just gonna take your car. And then you just learn to stay in your little comfort zone. And some of it is by design. We gotta watch, and we see these type of cars come across Imperial, and we see these type, because it's called the FBI has profile of what a thug looks like. And sometimes they color everybody with the same brush. They don't beat thugs, and they stop and harass them. They just stop you because it's a racial profile, but that's still prevalent and taking place in inner city. And they put guns on us. They used to point guns to our head. A lot of people don't talk about that. They would pull up, as soon as they walk up to the window of your car, they got a 38 at your head. That'll make you not want to leave your block. Yeah. You'll be like, damn, man, I'm just gonna hang out in the hood.
Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Who that girl be always saying push the like buttons? Who's that?
Oh, Alicia, that's the one that the little small petite one. But I think you said she was like 10 pounds too heavy or something like that.
Huh?
I think you had mentioned that she was 10 pounds too heavy.
No one told you said petite, nigga. Petite ain't heavy.
She ain't heavy, but she claimed
she's snack size.
Yeah.
Rocchead, you can always feed her some oatmeal and some grits. That'll put some meat on her over the winter.
No, he want to take some pounds off. So she need to.
He want to take some meat up. Come on, Rock. You don't want bones in the bed, man. We want bones on the plate. We want bones on our plate. We want meat in it. We want a girl with some thickness, some grits in the bed.
Rock trying to be her teddy bear.
Yeah, I got to get to some of these priorities real quick. Eyeball Torres, good looking out. Rodney Scott, good looking out. Casper, Rocchead, what's your status on your book and how many pages is it going to have?
I mean, the guy who's with me, he had to go out of town. So when he comes back, I think in January, he's going to spend the next month and a half at my place. We're going to go ahead and finish it off. We're not trying to do too many pages, trying to keep it right. The minimum page for a good book. So we're still doing it.
Okay, Cutes. I asked Kev Mac this before, Cutes. Do you think about getting your own YouTube channel?
No, man. I always say I enjoy coming on with you guys. I don't need to be. There's already enough YouTube channels out there. I wouldn't talk about nothing other than what I'm talking about now. I wouldn't be drawn into none of these skits I wouldn't be nobody's clown. I wouldn't do nothing that would make me some money, you know. So I enjoy coming on your show, kicking it with my friends, and we're not trying to get each other indicted for cold cases. We're not being trickery like some of these other dudes be, you know, getting in trouble. So no, I don't want my own channel. This is my channel. I share the channel with Kev and Rocchead and Keith Claus.
When I talk to Q's, I always say our channel. So
Yeah.
channel too. Block Life. I wanted to ask, what are you guys' thoughts on the trade the U.S. made for Brittany Griner?
I mean, again, politics, it is what it is. I'm glad she's home, but I don't really get into all that because if it ain't that, it's something else. You know, exactly. Russia's Russia. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have no feeling one way or another in one sense.
It's nothing new either. There's something that they always been doing.
And it's not new. So
I got feelings. I got a little feelings on it. I don't like the way the maggots, that's the maggots are fly lava before they get wings. I don't like the way the maggots are, you know, responding to it. They saying, why would you trade, you know, the merchant of death for her? Why didn't you get the Marine out? Because the Marine has been labeled as a spy. So since he's a spy and, you know, and then the merchant of death was selling arms and doing what he needed to do, you know, and some of those arms killed Americans, no doubt, in those other countries. Okay, so we tried to get him out, but Donald Trump's the one who didn't get him out. So the maggots, they try to make it seem like, you know, we did what we could do, and Joe Biden needs to be commended for bringing that young lady home. How would you like if it was your daughter locked away in Russia in one of those internment camps? She could have got shanked in there. There's no ruse in there. She could have got hurt. But luckily, we got her out of there and we got her home. And we did try to get the Marine out. But they want somebody else for the Marine. And eventually, we'd give Putin, Donald Trump's brother, and maybe a relative of his wife, the spy, the great spy. One day we'll find out. But I tell you this much. One day, Biden would get the Marine out and he'd come home, and then all you maggots could say you were the ones who got him out. But we all know that Trump had action in doing it, but he did not do it. So don't try to put it all on Biden. And you got to realize Putin is using this as a political pawn move. And all of you maggots, you like Putin anyway. So he's your brother. Why don't you write him a letter and say, brother, let him out?
You see the difference between me and Cutes? Cutes be into that political bullshit.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. But look, I gotta say this to go along with Cutes. And y'all could go look it up. I seen on Twitter either early this morning or late last night where some maggots was talking about Biden should have got this guy in Russia out in 2020. Well, Biden wasn't even the president in 2020.
That's how dumb they are.
They are dumb, though.
I mean,
the maggots are so dumb. The maggots are so dumb. If you put their brain in a bird, the bird would fly backwards.
What's a maggot?
The mega. Those are green. Yeah, that's what Margie Taylor Greene lady.
No, what's a maggot?
Oh, a maggot is fly lava.
Okay. I just want everybody to understand that, you know.
Yeah. They be in the bottom of filth and garbage. That's how they feed, you know.
But you know what I'm saying though?
That's his dish.
We use words and sometimes people don't really understand what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're lucky we do because we study.
Okay, so check this out. KP Video News said you can't perpetuate the same thing for 50 years and expect things to change. Too many fathers have been taken away from their kids, prison, not enough positive men around to show them.
Well, that's another blanket statement, perpetuate. What are we perpetuating? Who's the perpetuators? We're not perpetuating anything. If we live the life as gang members, and that's what we are, that's who we are. But look what we're doing. Look what we have become. You can't just take us and throw us out with the bathwater. We have to be brave enough to go back down in there to talk to the inner city youth. We can't say it's all bad, because if we say it's all bad, that's saying we are bad and we're not redeemable.
You know, one of the things that I hear all the time, that sometimes it's meant for us to go through to be the man and the people we are today. There's no one perfect in life. So if you're looking for perfection, you're looking for a certain type of leader or guidance, sometimes you got to look within yourself and quit always pointing fingers. It's easy to point fingers, but it's always 4 fingers pointing back at you.
And let's educate the person. And for your education on gang history and gang involvement, every gang member didn't do the violence that me, Rocchead, and Klaus did. Every gang member didn't go to that extreme. You had gang members who never had a gun. You had gang members who never participated in the LA stump. You have gang members who didn't go to that extreme. They had enough sense to say, hey, Cooch, pull over, man. Why? I want to get out the car.
Let me read this over, because I took it differently. When he said you can't perpetuate the same thing for 50 years, I think he's talking about the laws, the oppressor.
Okay, then I agree.
Expecting us to change after the way they've been treating us.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he meant.
Yeah,
that's what he meant. Yeah, that's what he meant.
I mean, but when he mentioned fathers in prisons, but he has in life we have to be responsible for ourselves, and a lot of us fathers are doing things to put ourselves in them situations. The one thing no one could take from me, I put myself in jail.
Yeah,
I had 3 square meals and a snack. I choose to run away. I don't blame my mother. I don't fault nobody. You know what I'm saying? When you take responsibility for yourself, then it's so much easier and clear. But when you always looking for excuses, they picking on me, they picking on me, they picking on me. I was picking on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we can't always say, oh, they just arresting us and throwing. We actually out there doing things to get put in jail for. And you got those who's not. You know, yeah, they may target us a little bit more and look at what we're doing and what we're not doing a little bit more. But in reality, at certain points of time, man, we committing mayhem in our own communities.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to stay out there and be animals, or are we supposed to be held accountable? Yeah, they may be giving us 100 years, and they should be only giving us 10 years. They get carried away with they shit.
Authority.
But at the end of the day, until we start realizing what we're doing to ourselves and our own communities, we're gonna continue being in prison. And it's like one of the homeboys reached out to me a few years ago, and I said it before. Hey, Rock, man, I need to holler at my son. He's 11 years old. He's smoking weed and he claiming the hood. I said, nigga, you smoking weed in front of him? Yep. You claiming the hood in front of him? Yep. There's nothing I can do for him. How many other parents are doing that every day and their kids are riding off them? The one thing I did not want my only son to be anything or follow me or get put in situations that will fuck up his life. And my son graduating from college. But when I was locked up, I used to see pictures. People would show me pictures of their sons. They dress like they would dress. They look like they pounding on their chest. That's going to make them tough. It was all the opposite because our minds were so messed up. We felt that if we treat them and deal with them like this, they'd be tougher and meaner than us. But sometimes it was a reverse effect.
Yeah.
How many parents are visiting their sons? How many young men are just like their fathers doing life?
Yeah, I'm with RJ88 Avalon Gardens on that. I teach my kids personal responsibility.
Well, you gotta, in order to be able to self-reflect and take responsibility for the wrongs that you have chosen to do in your individual life. In order to reach that level of maturity and honesty, then you have to go through something. You have to hit your bottom. I don't know where your bottom is going to be at. My bottom was on a concrete slab, with no light at the end of my tunnel. Maybe your bottom might not have to be that extreme. Some people get it right after high school. Some people get it as soon as they get ready to get out of junior high school. But then some of you are going to have to learn the hard way. And if you act like Donald Trump and you don't want to take responsibility and you want to take a victim stance, then you're never going to mature and you're going to be an old ass orange motherfucker like Donald Trump. And you're going to be saying that the world, let's just do away with the Constitution. Imagine that.
What's so crazy about that? People always ask, do I believe in law enforcement? Without law enforcement, we'd be a third world country. Let's be real. We're not ready for that.
Absolutely.
We're not ready for that. So we need to cut that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got good, bad.
But we need law reform. We need law enforcement reform, but we don't need to do away with law enforcement.
Right.
We got good, bad, and ugly in everything. The same thing them crooked cops doing, gang members doing, dope dealers, hustlers doing. We good, bad, and ugly in everything. So people always want to pick and choose. But life is what it is. Life is what we make it. What people don't understand is inadvertently things happen we can't control. But for the most part, what we say, what we do, our body language, et cetera, is what we create.
And that's choices.
And that's just being real.
Just being real. Nothing can complicate. I don't think nothing can complicate. I don't think nothing can complicate a young man's life as much as alcohol and drugs. I think substance abuse is one of the causes that people are stuck. And they don't evolve. They don't become all that they can be.
And gamblers.
That alcoholism did me in. That's why I only lasted 2 years in the NBA. And Rock said something major. He said accountability.
It's like towards you. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Keith. I hear and look at Strawberry. And let's look at Dwight Gooden. Man, these dudes had natural raw ability. And we can look at Tony Dorsett too. Everybody's career was cut short.
Thinking about them. Look at Keith Claus. Why we got to talk about them? We got my man on the month.
I mentioned Keith Claus.
I lasted 3 years in the NBA because of alcoholism.
Look at that. We got the man right here. Example.
You know what I'm saying?
3 and success.
You know what I like about Q? He pretends not to know anything about sports, and then he always starts getting sports knowledge.
You know what I mean?
That's from just being around Rocchead and listening to these dudes hollering over the tier, arguing about Bonitas, fighting Pryor, and I would bust up at these dudes when they would have their arguments and shit.
Hey, Truth, I want to ask you a question. You remember Black Ace? Was he from Avalon? Big Black
I remember
Ace,
that name. I remember cool ass Black Ace. I remember him.
Ass, like some
I remember him.
Yeah, a lot of people don't remember him. That nigga was in prison. That nigga was an animal.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. That's what I've been trying to figure out. It's a lot of names I haven't heard from so long.
Hey, you know who just passed? Hey, you know who just passed away? He was a younger brother. He was a little younger than me. Well, he was young. Everybody's younger than me, but he was around your age, Rocker, maybe a little younger. His name was Rat, Big Rat from Hoover. You remember him?
I remember him.
Oh yeah,
man, he used to play football with us in Donovan. Man, that dude was a beast.
Yeah, I remember him.
He passed recently, 5'9".
Yeah, he was a good brother, man. That was a good. He R.I.P. Man, that was a good brother. Hey, and my best memory of Big Rat was I had a football game and Donovan didn't have no grass. They just had these big ass rocks on the field. So we had a fight-alike football game. And in Donovan, you could tackle. The guards enjoyed the tackle game.
Rocchead would have been stabbing linemen up.
He would have loved to be in Donovan playing that football, but he had made his transition already. He had already grew up.
You talking about that jail in San Diego?
Yeah. All rock. The fields were made out of rocks.
That was no booty.
Hey, my homie was telling me about that funeral, man. He said a lot of legendary, well, I ain't gonna say legendary, a lot of reputable Crips and Bloods attended that funeral.
Yeah, if I remember right, the Raiders were looking at him to recruit him. Either they did recruit him or he got in some trouble or something. But I remember something about that when he was locked up with us.
Okay, let me read a couple of comments. Cutes first. Cutes, this is Superman from Padre Avalon. We met through your Uncle Charles in 1980.
Well, hey, man. Hey, Superman, it's good. It's good that you're still around, homie. And if you knew my Uncle Charles, that's the uncle that I looked up to the most. That's Chucky Madison's father. So, Superman, I'm glad you're doing good, homeboy.
Okay. Soul Bro says, this is totally different than those street vlogs and gang hoods. Folks need to tune in to live shows like this one.
Yeah, it ain't a skit. We're not trying to slide each other out. We're not trying to act like super Crip. You got a Hoover Crip over here. You got a Magnificent Seven Crip over here, and you got Joe Rocchead out of Compton. What else could you want? And Kev Mac from the Rolling 60s.
Rolling 60.
All right.
Rich rolling.
Rock said it. We got good gangsters and bad cops. You said that, Rock?
No, I didn't say that. I said you got good, bad, and ugly and everything.
Right. That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
That's what I said. You got good, bad, and ugly, and you got some Let me tell you something. I was that fucked up gang member. You couldn't tell me shit. Motherfuckers said, man, be cool. The cops ain't tripping. I do some stupid shit anyway. So you got good, bad, and ugly and everything. So there's nothing. You're looking for perfection and something you ain't gonna never find perfection.
That's right.
You know, like I said, reform need to be done on all levels.
Yeah.
Keith Claus, thank you for keeping it clean regarding the alcoholism.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. No, I just kept it real, you know. I just kept it real. A lot of things go unaddressed. You know what I'm saying? And Rock was mentioning that victim mentality that a lot of us have. And I had that with the alcoholism, you know, with feeling like I was getting picked on more than what I really was, because I wasn't owning up to my part in the things that was going on within the organization. I played a part in some shit too, cussing out Elgin Baylor, cussing out coaches, showing up to practice strap, you know, set tripping on teammates. Did I have to? Maybe at the time I thought I did, but I didn't. There's always a better way, a different way to handle situations, you know. And when you got that liquid, you know, up inside of you running through your veins, you're bound to do anything. You know, there's so many cats right now. There's so many cats right now, man, that's still locked up because they had one too many, and they don't even remember. They're in the middle of a blackout. Don't even remember what the hell happened.
But
you know, all they know is what the judge told them.
But imagine, Clark, that you was aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't drink and I was like that. I didn't smoke and I was like that. You know what I mean? But you never. When we met and we first talked, it was just I gravitated toward you because it just I used to hear the stories and I didn't care about what you had or used to have or
right.
Get back. We just connected. And
I was still drinking back then.
Yeah. And I just
you remember I used to walk in, I used to walk into the gym with a 40 ounce in my hand, tall can, another 40 ounce in the pocket, tall cans in the other pocket.
You know, but we all meet for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, and the other thing, Kay, I saw that little thing that such and such videotape. I'm just saying, man, people doing stuff for selfish reasons. When I die, nigga, don't come videotape nothing to me. I don't. It just let families and other people do that. People do it and put it on YouTube, and sometimes people don't want all that shit on YouTube, on videos and all that shit. You know what I mean? But every time someone died, particular people run to all these funerals from monsters on down. You know what I mean? It's not a good look, man. You know, when things happen, you got guys doing police work. You got to stop that. You know what I mean? Just stop it. Let the police do what the police supposed to do or need to do. It's hard when things happen and people show up and this would happen here, this would happen there. It ain't none of your damn business. If it's a funeral, you ask the parents or the family hey, do you want me to do that? But I get tired seeing particular names, and they trying to be super gang interventionists. And to be honest with you, man, that shit ain't cool. I don't like going back and forth. People know I talk to them in their face. But it just we really got a bad habit of stepping on each other. But when we see each other, I respect you, I like you, or I greet you. But we got to stop stepping on each other and figure out ways to really build each other up. Because we all got history, we all got experience. We grown. I mean, I know I've grown a whole lot, and I'm going to continue growing. I'm going to continue learning. Cutes. I mean, again, I tell people all the time, when people say they did 15, 20 some years, yeah, y'all went in the 90s or the 2000s. Y'all can't compare that to what we had to go through in the 70s and 80s. But it was a different animal from every aspect of time. It was different. You never had to go in your cell. You in the shoe. You go in your cell. You go in your cell, man. Cut that bullshit out. Go in your cell, and you got a hat dancer up under your bed while the guard's still holding your hand. That happened all the time. The way we had to survive, the way we had to get out. But to be able to be free. I've been out 30 years, man. I got out 1992. I've been out 30 years. And I've been out here for a reason. You know what I mean? And my passion and my love and my drive is helping youth, not trying to showboat or floss bullshit or non-bullshit. My job, I want to do everything I possibly can before I go. If I die as a peaceful death, if I die as a violent death, at the end of the day, I know I did some good for our youth. And that's what everybody should be focusing on. Our youth, figuring out how to challenge and change their mindsets. Most of these guys popping at a young kid, I looked at as a son. His mother posts something. He died last week off that fentanyl bullshit. I mean, it's just careless and crazy deaths going on every day. You know what I mean? And we need to really start focusing on our youth, and on every level, not benefiting from, but really teaching them and guiding them for they won't turn out to be the things we did. Because what we did, I tell you, can't never be a me. You can't never go through what I went through in my life unless you live that life. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I'm passionate about, man. I don't care for people running around filming bullshit and doing other kind of shit. If I'm saying I'm doing the work, man, my example speaks for itself. My example speaks for itself, man. I deal with these youth out here every day. I open my home every day for a youth because I never had a me for me. I don't care about being big, little, or whoever. I care about me and these youth out here and making the best that I could possibly can before I lose my life one day. Because I know eventually it's going to happen. Hopefully, I could be 80, 90 fucking years old. If not, I'm going to do the best I can until I lay over. People dying every day, man. Another dude just died of a heart attack. Nigga, Anthony January from 190 is my guy. He's like my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? And he got out of his car and they said he had a stroke the other day.
I know.
People are dying every day, man. And we running around here trying to get film on motherfuckers.
On that note, I better go get some water, man.
What you need water for, Lou?
Man,
I know Big Ant.
Yeah. Anthony,
I know Big Ant.
Great basketball player, boy.
Yeah.
Man, I want to talk about what you hit on fentanyl. I want to talk about heroin. I want to talk about the deadly drugs. Well, what happens when it hits the central nervous system, when it hits the bloodstream? What causes the death is that when it hits the center of your mind that controls your breathing, you got a sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system. And the part of your nervous system that makes your heart beat, you don't got to sit up here and say, hey, heart beat. You don't got to sit up there and think about it. The nervous system is equipped to do that on its own. But when you put this fentanyl in your body, it goes to your brain. And once it hits that center of your brain that controls your respiratory, you just literally stop breathing. So if you want to take a drug that hard and you just literally stop breathing, you're going to be dead.
Hey, Rocchead, you got your knife, right?
Sleep with it.
All right, I want you to take a stab at this question from Eyeball Torres.
I like you, Kev. Yeah, I thought you wanted that. I like you, Kev.
Define a gang interventionist.
Define
2023.
Define it. Yeah. For one, American Foundation for Social Change, not a gang intervention program. We life skills. We teach life skills, attitude change from I can't to I can, but eventually you take the responsibility for your own self-determination. I can't define what they call, what they're doing out there under the grid. I can't define what they call gang intervention. Prevention is what I do. Gang intervention, nah. Be honest, nah. I can't define it. I don't do that. I do prevention. I deal with youth every day. I don't have a contract, and I gotta do all these particulars that justify gang intervention the way they want it done.
I don't like the motto. I don't like the motto of gang intervention. First of all, I got raw intervention. I won't try and make a wrong or right. I don't want no dropouts around me in my program. My program is that I talk to inner city youths that are active gang members, and I tell them before it gets out of hand and it gets too far, to curtail it now, to try to get a grip on it now while your mother's still alive, your dad's here, your sisters, everybody's still here. If they sock it to you with a 35 to life, 25 to life, 47 to life, then by the time you get out there, I'm going to be gone. The world as you knew it ain't going to be here no more. You can't see that if you high. You feeling like everything is going slow, but it's going fast and it's going good because you high. You tripping off your drug right here in real time. I'm trying to intervene within that person's mind while they high. Some people don't want to talk to people while they high. They say, I can't reach you while you high. Man, some of the best lessons I ever received is when I was high. I recall some of that stuff when someone had the courage to tell me about myself. And I was high. Because sometimes you ain't going to catch the person when they sober. So take advantage of it when they high. Don't feel that it's a waste of your time. So as far as this gang intervention, that sounds like something the police want to do. I guess they put incarceration as part of that intervention.
It was created for that. Gang intervention was created with a collaboration of law enforcement and others to deal with it accordingly.
How did you have the law enforcement?
Let me show you something. Certain contracts, even within that grid, there's a particular person or two where they have to come back and let that person create his contract the way he saw it. because when it was first brought to Jim Brown American, the whole gang intervention came to American first. 80% of the people doing the work out there in the street went through the American program. Let's not get that twisted. And Jim told them very clearly, we are not policemen. So we don't want nothing to do with that. We teach life skills. Through life skills, we deal with the mindset. Once you deal with the mindset and their childhood conditioning, all that stuff they got deep down inside of them, once they take responsibility of their own self-determination, that's how we get the interaction going with the streets.
Yeah, you heal the mind. You heal the mind. And I taught it too. And I'm like, okay, I received this, I understand this, and this is the motto that I follow. So the other motto, the gang intervention, it seems like it is tied to law enforcement. And law enforcement, they need to do a intervention of themselves before they try to push something out on society, because how could they, be an instrument of change within someone else, and they're so corrupt over here. They doing all of this corrupt stuff over here. So I don't know, man. I don't like the term gang intervention. I don't like that. Just say you get involved with youth. You want to help youth. You want to help men mature.
When people always say, Rock, you do gang, I do not do gang intervention. I do life skills. I like life skills. I do life skills. I do prevention.
All of that.
I'm not crossing no yellow tape. Yeah. I'm not giving no law enforcement officer no report. When we do our work, we do our work from within our home.
Yeah. I'm not a cold case solver. I'm not going to go in and solve a cold case. I'm not going to go and talk to a bunch of active gang members and find out who did the shooting and convince that kid to turn himself in. I'm not doing none of that BS.
Somebody still on your drop-off thing, big dog. Cutes. Somebody keep bringing up the dropout.
Well, look, man. My program's not got any dropouts in it. If you dropped out of my program, then drop out. Don't let me know you're a dropout. And the little kids come say, hey, man, he's a dropout. You're ineffective in my program. I don't need you in my program. I mean, how come you just couldn't?
I'm laughing, Q's, because when you brought up a certain way, you live a certain life, and you took responsibility of the consequences of the lifestyle we live. And for someone to come to me and say, I dropped out. What about all the shit you did and you created and you caused? People are doing time because of our ignorance, because of our tenacity, because of who we are. People have got more and more time to say, for me to say, I dropped out. I'm basically everything I ever did was for nothing. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like you, I don't agree with it, because you got to man up. I man up. It's just like one of our friends when he told Kev Mac, Mr. Swan, man, Rock, you don't get it, man. It's different now, man. You roll it up too. No. I will die before I fucking roll it up. I've been in this too long.
Hey man, I'm not scared of no man in the world. I'm not scared of no gang in this world. I'm the baddest dude in the world. All I need is my flat, and I'll walk through the fire. I don't need to go in my cell and make myself paranoid. I don't need to go in my cell and make myself afraid of you. When I go inside of my cell, the committee up here is going to instruct me what to do when the door opens. And I'm telling you, when the door would open, I would just do what I had to do to survive. You want to survive at the end of the day. You don't need to drop out. If you convince yourself to drop out, you might just, take yourself out. You're unpredictable there. You're not standing on no morals, no values. You're not standing on, hey man, I'm this kind of a dude. I worked this hard to build this rep. All of that was for what? For nothing. What? Your life was for nothing? And now you want to come back in the community and you want to come around me and you want to talk to at-risk youth? And I got to tell them what? You don't want to mention the part that you dropped out? Why? Because you're not going to be effective. That's why you don't want to mention that. See, you know you're not going to be effective if you mention that. First, the little kids are going to say, well, what is a dropout? Well, that means he told. Well, that means he did something. That means he rolled it up. Means he did something. Means he didn't hang out there. He didn't hang tough. He didn't stay on the GP. He didn't go out to the whole yard when it was yard time. Me and Rock went to the yard when it was rain, when it was hailing, when it was snowing. We would come out to the yard. We'd come out to the yard. We had flu. We didn't miss not one yard. The only way we didn't come to the yard, if they didn't open our door and let us out.
They didn't let us out.
They didn't let us out. That's right.
I went to the yard with the 35 Master Mafia by myself. I went to the yard. when CCO was dismantled and they put me back on that yard by myself. I mean, come on, man. Life is what it is. I made my bed, and if I have to lay it, I'm going to lay it.
You got to lay it. That's what my grandfather said. He said, you make your bed hard, boy, you're going to have to lay in that hard-ass bed. And I made my bed pretty hard, you know. And, is there regrets? Yeah, there's regrets. I didn't get to spend time with my brothers, my mom, my family members, because I wasn't thinking over there. Maybe that could have been a deterrent. So I'm telling you young people to think outside of your little box. Think about your family, your little brothers. Think about how your family's going to be treated when you're not there to give them support. You know, when your mama gets fired, who's going to help put food on the table? But you're away locked up in jail asking for a fucking package because you ain't even got a hustle in there. You don't even know how to man up and make money in there. You want to beg from home to get taken care of. Like you can't hustle in there. You scared to gamble in there. You scared to go over here and jack people in there. You in there acting like a buster.
Man.
That's just the way it is sometimes.
Hey, Rocchead.
What's up, man?
I ain't even gonna say it.
Say it, man.
Put your glasses on, Rock.
No, it's a joke. No, you don't need your glasses. It's a joke about
like a motherfucker right now.
I got tight eyes. I don't know my biological father, man. He must got something in him. I got tight eyes. The women like these tight eyes. They don't think I'm looking and I'm watching. What's your joke, Kev Mac?
Oh, no, never mind. Hey, this is a good discussion. Good panel tonight, man.
I mean, Kev, life is what we make it.
Of course.
Life is what we make it, Kev. And through thick and thin, whatever is time, I'm ready.
All right, look, Rocchead, I'm glad you made that statement. When we first started, I missed a comment. Somebody said, "How was the DR?"
It's nice. It's nice.
And that's what it's about, enjoying life.
But you know what's so crazy, Kev? I'm gonna go to Greece for the next couple of months. I'm enjoying life.
That's an hour flight from me, man.
And then with my boy AJ just passing, I know one of my Steelers sister's husband just passed away last week. Man, I gotta enjoy it while I can because either our health or this environment, the system, people are losing their lives, man. And some people are healthier than healthy. One of my partners was a vegan, a personal trainer. His sister looking from him, cute, and he dead in his house for 5 days. She had to get the manager to open the door. He laying down dead. He was a trainer and vegan.
That's crazy.
Jerome Henderson.
Huh?
You remember Jerome Henderson, Big Ronnie?
Yeah, him
he
too.
He just had a physical, passed his physical, and died the next day.
So again, we just don't know. So I'm going to enjoy my life the best way I can. I'm traveling. I was in Florida. I was in D.C. I was in Atlanta at the Pittsburgh game. I'm going to Pittsburgh on Christmas Eve to watch the Steelers beat up on the Raiderettes. I mean, dude, and I don't have much. I just go out and make what I have work. You know what I'm saying, Keith? You know that. You make what you have work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be happy. Life is too short to spend, pouting, feeling sorry for yourself, what you got, what you don't got. Me, I'm most happy right now when I'm with my dogs. If I'm chilling with my dogs, and I'm talking about real dogs, the four-legged kind. If I'm chilling with my dogs, then I'm happy. I'm cool because the reason I like my dogs is because no matter what kind of day I had or they had, they're always happy to see me. And their happy isn't fake happy. It's not like when you go to a relative's house and act like they're happy to see you, but they hate that you walk through the door. Dogs don't do that. Either they like you or they hate you. It's no in between. My dogs love me. When I walk in the yard, they are extremely happy. That makes me feel good. That lets me know I'm appreciated. Oh, aren't you appreciated by human beings? Yeah, but human beings, they have different moods and shit. My dogs, they don't. Them motherfuckers is unconditional. Yeah, they're unconditional. And they protective. And if my dog wants to catch a case over me, I'm not going to stop him. He's on his own because I will leave him. If he does something real crazy, I will act like I never knew him in my life. And I would just get the hell out of there.
You said you're not getting sued, huh?
Hell no. And one of them is I try to keep them in a yard to where they can't jump out. I try to keep tabs on them. But melon walls, they some Houdinis. They know how to get through. They'll watch the way you open a gate. You got to watch how you deal with them because they will follow
that's a beautiful
exactly what you do. Yeah, they can open a door.
Me and my nephew Blue from Insane, he's raised pet bulls and fight them, but back when I got out. But ever since then, man, I don't want no dog around me. I ain't taking care of no dog. I don't like other dogs.
If you like to travel, you don't need that.
Now, I'm on the road. I love the road, man.
Yeah, you love the road.
Let me know when you get to Greece. Man. That's an hour flight.
That's
place, right there.
That's a place I want to be. I'm going to Colombia. Well, I'm going back to DR, and I'm going to Colombia, and I'm going to go to Greece. I want to at least do about 3 countries in 2023.
What was his name? Onassis? He was from Greece.
What's the infatuation in Greece?
Well, it's
a couple of friends of mine went. I wanted to go to Italy. They said, no, go to Greece first, Rock. Greece is supposed to be a very beautiful, beautiful country. And a couple of friends went, and they really spoke highly of it. And Dubai is my other place.
Yeah, I'm applying for jobs in Dubai right now.
You going to Dubai?
That's cool. The next move. That's the next move I'm trying to make.
That'd be a good
move. Take some pictures. When you get there, Klaus, take some pictures and send it to us.
I'm just trying to make sure everything add up right.
Yeah.
That Rock, when you get to Greece, I got a basketball contact for you out there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, but I love travel. I'm tired just sitting around and dwelling on bullshit I can't control. So I just gotta go out there and make the best I can to enjoy life.
That's right.
As you should.
Yeah, as you should.
Appreciate the wisdom, fellas. Appreciate the wisdom. That's why I stay quiet, man. When my elders are speaking, man, there's opportunity, to continue to learn. We all got to be teachable.
That's right.
But on the flip side, though, Claude, I learn every day. You're never too old, never too mature to learn. If you close yourself to learn, no matter how old you are, then you're a fucked up person. I learn every day.
A learned man is dead, and a learning man is alive. That was a saying in my recovery. A learned man is dead, and a learning man is alive.
I'm about to tap out, man. I got some calls to make, some business to take care of. My day started. It's 9:30 a.m. So, shit, new day ahead.
All right, Keith.
Love y'all, man. Respect y'all. Appreciate it.
Don't bump your head on the smoke detector.
Hey, Kev, before I get out of here, fuck the Lakers.
Hey, man, don't hit your head with a smoke detector. Look like your head right up on it.
How tall is Keith?
7 foot.
Wow. That's cool.
Tall, lanky as hell.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Good dude when I met him, man. Good dude when I met him.
I heard of him. I heard of Keith Klaus before I even met him. That's a trip.
I mean, he played in the NBA, man. He was.
Ain't no more questions, Kev?
Nah, that's it.
They pooped
No
out
more
on
questions. They just basically saying that you and Q to the truth. That's about it.
You know.
We try to keep it out there.
Shaniqua trying to get me to get in my X-rated mode right now.
Tell her cut that out, man. Tell Miss Petite, man. I see her.
You don't see Crystal?
I saw Crystal a couple times, but Petite, like, Crystal ain't Petite.
Crystal, your size.
That's good. That's
Be nice,
good.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Crystal, Kev trying to get me to be bad. People like when I'm bad.
Hell yeah.
I try to be nice, man. It just, I don't know, Kev. It's, you know,
Yeah.
we ain't getting no younger.
Right.
We ain't getting no
Crystal
younger.
nice, though. Crystal's nice, man. I gotta quit bagging on Crystal, but she likes to get on me. So, you know, sometimes I think about them days when she got on me. So I gotta get her back. You feel me?
We ain't getting no younger, Kev. We gotta make everything work that we do.
Crystal says she ain't your size, Rock. Crystal,
what was the what and the question marks for? I didn't say nothing.
Crystal get on an airplane and go to Dubai and do a wheelie the whole way here. Plane be trying to do a backflip like a roller pigeon.
Tell Crystal I don't want no mess. I don't want no beef, Crystal.
Hey, Kev, I'm gonna see you in Rocchead on another night.
Okay.
I want to say goodbye to all the Maniacs, and you guys have a positive night.
All right,
All right, then, big dog.
For sure.
All right, brother.
Back where we started at, Rocchead, me and you.
Me and you, big dog.
Man, oh, never mind. I was going to ask you if you had a story, but we're going to leave the story alone.
Nah, we leave them alone, man. Got a
But,
head full of stories.
So what good things is there to do in the DR?
I mean, if you're a couple, the resorts are ideal. If you're going as a couple, the resorts are perfect for you. If you going with a couple of your fellas, you know, Sousa, I might be pronouncing it wrong. It just, you know, you just going there to, who that?
It's Baby Concept.
Okay, Baby Concept. If you're going with you and your fellas, I mean, it's whatever y'all make it to be. From the beach to the little clubs they got out there, the little breakfast dinners, food spots they got out there. It's basically what we always get an Airbnb. We had this time as a 4-bedroom, downstairs basement with a pool table, game room. I slide my door, I walk right into the jacuzzi, then the swimming pool. I mean, it's basically what you want, what you're looking for, and what you're going out there for. You know, I went out there for business, you know, with the pro basketball team. My play cousin got ownership of it now, and they brought me out there as a consultant. But it's basically what you're going out there for, what you're trying to enjoy.
Do the women out there have a lot of plastic surgery like in America?
Nah.
All organic?
No. Yes. It's crazy. We went to this place. Bailey's. You go to Bailey's, you sit down there. Within 30, 40 minutes, people hear you down there. You have hundreds of women walking through Bailey's just trying to catch your eye. Hundreds of women just trying to catch your eye like, You know, as soon as you look at them make eye contact, that mean they think you saying come over and they come over.
Damn.
Oh,
I'd have them all then, because all I do was stare.
The way you are, you will not have you probably stay out there.
I just stare, and they all be coming running to me.
They be running and running.
Damn.
They would come to me. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Is fat transfer considered plastic surgery?
Fat transfer? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I know you take some fat out your stomach, put it on your butt, some stuff. It's surgery, but I don't know. I never looked at it like that. I never really care for anything artificial. I like women natural. Right. I don't like tracks. I don't like wigs. I like real hair. You know, I'm really stuck on that real shit anyway.
Hey man. Yeah, them tracks ain't nothing nice, boy. That'll make me get soft so quick.
Fingernails get caught up all in this shit. You like touching it. You trying to pull their hair back. Oh, it's glue, honey. It's glue.
Yeah. Hey, they be doing this. You be like, what's wrong? Like real hair, you don't grab your hair when I pull on it.
Man, I love real hair. I love natural.
The smell of it in its
I don't like all that. I don't like all that makeup. You don't need no makeup.
Boy, you would love Alicia, mammy, boy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, mommy.
Let me see. I forgot what I was going to say, Rock. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, the eyelashes. Now, I like a woman whose eyelashes is so long that when I stick my hand in her purse, she can't see.
Man, let me tell you something. Them big ass, ugly ass eyelashes, cut it out. I be telling my daughters that shit ugly. Keep your natural ass eyelashes. You might put some nice little manageable size on. You put them big old ugly ass. You look like a clown. I tell my daughters they putting that shit on their eyes. I don't care. I don't care for. Again, I like natural hair. I like it all natural.
Right. I like it natural too, but when you talk about body parts, it don't matter to me if it's put together right. But when it look deformed, when it don't look natural, when it look like you can tell that ass don't fit on these legs, that's a turnoff.
That shit terrible. Terrible.
Damn, I can't remember what the hell I was gonna say. But we had a good live though. We had a real good live, man. Oh, I know what I was going to say. To the brother that said that was a great pigeon story. So in a few hours, you're going to get another pigeon story. This one's dealing with an experience in Compton. After that, I'm working on a 3-part story for you guys. I think this is going to be the best story I told. But you can never tell. When you're the person giving a story, you can never tell how well or not well the audience will receive the story. But it's going to be a 3-part story. I'm going to try to do something different where I have one character in part 1, a different character in part 2, and then I'm going to bring a third character in part 3 that involves the character in part 1 and the character in part 2.
Kev Mac.
Something different.
Kev Mac.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. That's like one of them old school jail outfits you got on, black and white checkers.
Oh no, man! But if that was a joke, that's cool. Everybody liked this jacket, man. I bought this jacket long ago, right?
I'm just saying, big dog. It look real strange.
It's warm, bro. You like it, homie. You would really like this jacket.
Look real strange to me, Kev, man.
It might look strange. I mean, you know, however it look, it's fine. It got my favorite color blue, and it's warm as hell. And everybody's saying they like this jacket, man.
Oh, so I'm supposed to change up because everybody said they like it?
No, you have your preferences. Like you like the Steelers and I don't. So, I mean, you know.
It's irrelevant if you like them or not, though.
Same with this jacket.
That's what we good there, big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Hey. cool. You trying to bag on me?
No, I'm not trying to bag on you, Kev.
I'm sure you're taking up for Crystal, but it's all right.
I just like sometimes, my natural stuff come out. You be like, motherfucker, they keep talking to.
So I should quit wearing it. It got a lot of pockets too, man. You can keep fentanyl in here.
Hey, Kev, you be giving a look like
in here. Ecstasy in here. Condoms in here. And then it got 4 down here. So you can keep a knife, a pistol, your wallet, and some change.
Hey, Kev, you be looking at me like, who this motherfucker think he talking to like that sometimes?
Nah, man, you my partner, man. I don't take
you my partner for life.
Offensive.
No, you my partner for life.
And if the crowd knew how much we had in common, they would really trip.
I know.
But nah, man, I don't take nothing you say offensive, man. You a good dude. And you know what I was thinking about today? Nobody never asked Kev, how did you meet Rocchead? I was thinking about that today when we first met. And nobody never asked that question. I'm surprised. They always ask me how did I meet Cutes, and I don't even remember if I got Cutes.
I'm not that important to the Maniacs. They like Cutes and Monster better than me, so I'm third wheel. So that's all. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Monster and everybody tell them who I am and what I was. If they still like them before they like me, but it's all good though. I'm still Joe Rocchead. They wanted me.
Hey man, somebody said I do look like a throwback. I don't know if that's a compliment or a diss, man.
It could be both.
Yeah, I love the old days. Hey, when Rocchead says some OGs still try to dress like it's the 70s, I wanted to laugh, but the right person, when they dress like that, it look hard. Like Bitter Dog Bruno, that shit look fresh. That shit's hard. But then you got some dudes that look so Mickey, like, damn.
Bitter Dog Bruno, so old school.
Yeah, he is.
He will be who he is until he rests in peace another 30, 40 years from now.
Man, they said Rocchead is the realest on YouTube. I got to give it to him and Cutes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. They said me, you got to add Cutes.
I don't.
Cutes my guy. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes let me get a little credit, man, when
you ain't on here, when you over there doing what you do, I'll give you the credit all the time, man.
I don't know, man. No, it's not. Honestly, it's not about.
That's a good question. That's a decent question right there.
Who, Monster?
No. Who had more power in CCO, you or Monster?
Monster. There's not a Monster. No, me. It's not even. You have committees, Central, Sub, Intelligence, Security. Monster was probably Intelligence. I was on Central, so But again, Monster. What battery, my PC? Goddamn, nigga, we draining my battery.
I can't give the history of 46 NHC. We can try to find it, but 2 of the most highest NHC 46s to me are both passed. I personally don't know who else could give it, but I'm sure there's somebody that probably could.
What's
I'm
that?
just not aware of. History of the 46 neighborhood Crips.
No, the way CCO was structured, the Central Committee was the highest committee, then the Sub. I don't think Monster was on either one of them.
Interesting.
To answer your question.
All right, see, Rocchead and got some shit started. They say my jacket is the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
That's cold, man.
We got to get him, saying it might be all that.
Man, Paulie, you cold, homie.
But
there's just kittens up in there.
You said who's the best hitter? It was me. Until he could hit it like me, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I like having fun with your audience, man.
They're a good audience sometimes.
I'm a cocky guy, but I back mine up on every level, any level.
I think Rocchead, while you've been gone, we weaved out all the haters and the weirdos, man. We got a real good audience here.
I mean, Kev Mac Maniacs, man. They want to come with content. Content is real. I mean, it's good to clown sometimes. It's good to talk about different stuff, prison stuff. But tonight, when you're really dealing with what we really do, I mean, a lot of people out here on YouTube, social media, about what they're trying to do, what they want to do, what they're doing. I think my action speaks for itself. I've been doing it since 92, 95. It's like, again, I never had a me for me. So everything, I don't regret anything I did, but what I do is I try to make sure I instill in anybody that come across my path enough strength and power for they can make better choices than I made in my life. If that makes sense. From being stabbed, shot, locked up in SHU most of my time, put up my back against the wall multiple times, to be able to have my freedom and work with youngsters, work with youth, show people a better way through my examples. It's different if I'm out there still in the streets doing negative and I'm working with youth, because now I'm a hypocrite. But because I'm dialed in 110% of changing lives and instilling strength in lives, I mean, that's what motivates me to keep going. People ask, do I regret anything I ever done? I can't regret it. I did what I did. I chose that lifestyle, and I take full responsibility for it. And I wasn't perfect. Stuff I created and brought on myself and stuff became based on politics, just happens. But I never cried the blues. You know what I mean? I took it head on. Knowing if I'm walking in a death path, I'm walking a death path. I didn't care. I think what made me survive the system is I didn't care if I lived or died. And that's how I spoke to people. That's how I acted, and now on the streets, my passion, my love, my desire is really instilling and changing as many young lives as I possibly can, for they can make the right decisions to carry on their journey. Because we all on a journey. It's never a destination. As far as my book, like I said, I've started my book. My writer come back in town. He'll be with me for the next month and a half to go ahead and get it finished. We got a couple of publishing companies waiting for the finished product. And we just doing what we're doing. A&E Network is still trying to sell my story. Can't stop, won't stop. Will not see stop.
Man, yeah, they say they can't wait for your book. Me either. I just want to put my book on the shelf with the cover signed.
And like I said, even we trying to figure out the cover. We trying to figure out the name of it. It's a lot of different things we dealing with. One is unique. I like how. Thank you. I like how Monster Books that just says monster. You know what I mean? That was a statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so I'm trying to make sure everything comes out right for we can maximize. And you got the glory, you got the stuff people may not want to hear in it, and you got stuff, you got to understand, I've been out 30 years now. In 30 years, I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and I've changed a lot. As not only I've changed and helped so many other people change and make better decisions. So it's going to have a lot in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot in it that people can remember, people can relate to. There's gonna be a lot in it, man. It's gonna be some interesting stuff, some vicious stuff, but some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I agree with this comment. If no one has heard some of your stories before, they in for a real raw treat when they get that book.
Oh, yes.
It's got to be a documentary, and I know you're working on one. It's got to be, though.
No, like I said, A&E Network is trying to do one on me. They just trying to sell it.
Man, it's gonna be fly. You know, your boy out of Compton got one.
Who?
I seen the preview.
Who?
Your partner. Man, what's his name? That messes with Kenya. Corner Pocket. Did the interview with Street.
Oh, Chico?
Yeah, Chico. Right.
Night and day. I can say that. I can say that. Night and day.
I got to see yours, man. Ooh,
night and day.
I feel you 100%. This is about drugs.
That's my point. Yeah. Night and day.
Right.
Hardship is a motherfucker.
Man.
Night and day.
Man. Gotta make that happen. We getting old, man, so we don't have
you ain't lying.
A lot of time to play around.
You ain't lying. So I'm just like I said with the documentary, it's on A&E Network and who buys it.
Right.
The book is on me, so I just got to get my writer back in town and go ahead and finish it up.
Right.
You know, but also it's been a lot of brothers getting out 30, 40 years. A lot of good brothers. Again, you get out with the mindset of taking responsibility for yourself. Life is so much easier that way. When you get out, you're depending and hoping and wishing someone going to help you. You can't depend and count on that. Things I tell people when they write me or call me, it ain't like it used to be where in the 90s when I got out, I took care of a lot of people. Sent a lot of packages, a lot of money out. It ain't like that. Times are different. You know what I mean? I got out, didn't expect nothing, didn't receive nothing, and I'm here. You know, I've never did that. I went to jail. I got maybe 2 letters in all the years I've did. Never got a package. I did my time because I put myself in there, but I didn't need for nothing. But again, it's just, you know, some of you guys I got a lot of love for. I'm glad y'all out. I just want y'all to stay focused, man, and focus on the right things and do the right things to keep your freedom, man, because freedom is so damn important. Ain't shit in them jails for us. Ain't no shit in that jail for me. You know, and I love my work. I love my freedom. I love to be able to get on these planes and travel to different countries, different states, to enjoy the best that life has to offer. Again, you don't have to be rich to travel. You can just be all right as long as you know how to manage. You know what I mean? I learned how to manage what I got, and I'm able to maneuver. That's what life is about, man. Enjoy your freedom. You know, my boy, you know, Cadillac from Linwood, he calls me all the time. Baby Rock from Hoover, you know, up north, they got out. I mean, he's some good dudes getting out. You know, and you know, I'm hoping they do the best they need to do to keep their freedom, man, because ain't shit in them jails, especially for us old timers, let alone for the youngsters. Ain't shit in them jails for us, man. We did everything we wanted to do, could have done. We conquered shit. We fucked up shit. We built shit. You know what I mean? And it ain't shit in there for us no more. So keep your freedom, man.
Yeah. And
help these youngsters out to make better decisions we made in our lives.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about, man. But no, Jim Brown, my pops, only pops I know. I mean, he's 86, be 87, February 17th. You know, struggling a little bit health-wise, but he's all right. I was with him last week. I'll probably beat him again Wednesday. He's struggling a little bit, but he all right, man. He always asks about a lot of the original American guys. He always asks about the streets. I mean, for a man his age and moving much slower, he always asks about the streets. You know, that man gave me life, saved my life, gave me life. And that man's still asking about the streets, man. How can we fix the streets? How can we make it better? What can he do? You know, and that's who he is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Brown, a man among men.
Well, Rocchead, I want to thank you for coming on tonight, man. I'm gonna go, and would like to see you more often, man.
Well, most definitely, Kev Mac. You know, you're my guy, you're my partner, you're my friend, you're my homeboy. You know, that's a pleasure. You know, giving the Kev Mac Maniacs the opportunity, you know, to see me, for they could talk about me just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They put me, you know what I'm saying? That's all, just a little bit more. But no, man. But y'all enjoy yourselves, man. Keep building, keep listening, keep growing. And some of the stuff we do say, if it reflects to you or pertain to you indirectly or directly, that you can share with someone else, share it with them. Because each of us help the other become better. That's our motto. As long as we continue doing that, staying positive and focused, the sky is the limit.
All right, Rocchead.
Kev Mac Maniacs, Kev Mac, handle your business, big dog.
All right,
Sign
peace,
off.
bro.
Go Rocchead.
All right. Hey, Macheads and Maniacs. So, you know, I never tell you anything about I have a good story. So, I'm telling y'all, after this pigeon story tomorrow or in a few hours, I got a 3-part series story. I think you guys are going to love it. I think you guys should check it out. I think you should share it. I definitely need you guys to like it and comment on it. It's going to be a good story, I think. Again, it's going to be different. The way that I put it down is going to be different. It's like a mini series. You got to catch all 3 of them to understand the whole story. But I think it's going to be good. I haven't laid it out yet mentally. So, or obviously, if I haven't done this story, I obviously haven't done any editing yet either. But just the way I picture it, it's going to be good, man. I think so. I'm gonna have to keep them short and keep y'all thinking and guessing, but I'm gonna try to drop them Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, man. That way, over the weekend, y'all can really check it out and reminisce over it. Again, I normally don't say a story is gonna be good, but I think this is gonna be a good story. So hopefully y'all check it out. Bear with me. I'll see y'all. Thanks for the cash apps and super chats. Thank y'all for staying around for 2.5 hours. Appreciate you guys, man. And the numbers have went up, and so have the subscribers. We got another 1,000 since Thanksgiving. So we moving kind of fast. It's picking up. Appreciate you guys, man. I need 30 gang history. Well, we need a 30 to get a gang history. I mean, there's some that's out and capable of giving that history, but they're not willing to give that history. So all we can do is be patient and hope we get it, or we can watch other channels that have fraudulent 30 history. I mean, we just got to be patient. Shout out to all my fellow YouTubers. And again, for the cash app and super chats, I appreciate y'all, man. More stories coming the rest of this week. Y'all take it easy. Peace.